Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Arvindaya. Om Anandamayi. Om Chaitanyamayi. Om Satyamayi. Om Parame. O my beloved Lord, let us be thine integrally. Let Lord's divine peace be with us. O Lord, with full faith, love, and surrender, we are ready for thy victory. Om, peace, peace, peace. Prayers and Meditation, December 20th, 1916. The days have gone by, stormy and troubled to all appearance, but calm and strong in their reality, reflecting thy divine will. They have gone by deploying, disclosing, developing once more all the unexpected and varied splendor of thy untiring divine play. And how marvelous it is to watch this when one perceives the infinite crisscrossing of the moments thy eternal will creates. When one knows that all this is from all eternity and that it is only in our imperfect faculties that it becomes an uninterrupted succession of facts, in which we are gratuitous and ignorant actors. We act with the apparent unconsciousness and blindness of those who do not know, and yet I do know, and even while being an actor, I am a spectator too. But I am still not pure enough for thee to unveil before my eyes the totality of the effects and results. It is only partially and imperfectly that I know them before the act and am permitted to act with the knowledge of the why, with a full illumination as to what thou expectest from me. When, O Lord, shall I have this purity? But for that too I am no longer impatient and no longer implore. I see how much thy splendors are obscured and veiled in this miserable and poor instrument. But thou knowest why it is thus, and these its shadows and weaknesses thou dost also use for thy eternal ends. My soul is in prayer and bows down in love before what it can understand and know of thee. My soul is in prayer and gives itself unreservedly to thee in one of those sublime fervors which culminate in identification. My soul is in prayer, and my body too, and my thought is silent in a mute ecstasy. Savitri, Book 11, The Book of Everlasting Day, page 676. Arrived to fathom a deep physical joy. The heart was a torchlit from infinity. The limbs were trembling densities of soul. These were the first domains, the outer courts immense, but least in range and least in price. The slightest ecstasies of the undying gods. Higher her swing of vision swept and new, admitted through large sapphire, opening gates into the wideness of a light beyond. These were but sumptuous decorated doors to worlds nobler, more felicitously fair. Endless aspired the climbing of those heavens. Realm upon realm received her soaring view. Then, on what seemed one crown of the ascent, where finite and the infinite are one. Immune she beheld the strong immortal seeds, who live for a celestial joy and rule. The middle regions of the unfading ray, great forms of deities sat in deathless tiles. Eyes of an unborn gaze towards her leaned through a transparency of crystal fire. In the beauty of bodies wrought from rapture's lines, shapes of entrancing sweetness, spilling bliss. Feet glimmering upon the sunstone courts of mind, heaven's cupbearers bore round the Eternal's wine. A tangle of bright bodies of moved souls, tracing the close and intertwined delight, the harmonious thread of lives forever joined in the passionate oneness of a mystic joy. As if sunbeams made living and divine, the golden bosom Apsara goddesses, in grooves flooded from an argent disk of bliss that floated through a luminous sapphire dream, in a cloud of raiment lit with golden limbs and gleaming footfalls, treading fairy swords, virgin motions of bacchant innocences, who know their riot for a dance of God, world linked in moonlit revels of the heart, impeccable artists of unerring forms, magician builders of sound and rhythmic words. Readings, Prayers and Meditation of Mother, page 365. Communication received at 5:30 in the evening after meditation. As thou art contemplating me, I shall speak to thee this evening. I see in thy heart a diamond surrounded by a golden light. It is at once pure and warm, something which may manifest impersonal love. But why dost thou keep this treasure enclosed in that dark casket lined with deep purple? The outermost covering is of a deep, lustrous blue, a real mantle of darkness. It would seem that thou art afraid of showing thy splendor. Learn to radiate and do not fear the storm. The wind carries us far from the shore, but shows us over the world. Wouldst thou be thrifty of thy tenderness? But the source of love is infinite. Dost thou fear to be misunderstood? But where hast thou seen man capable of understanding the divine? And if the eternal truth finds in thee a means of manifesting itself, what dost thou care for all the rest? Thou art like a pilgrim coming out of the sanctuary, standing on the threshold in front of the crowd. He hesitates before revealing his precious secret, that of his supreme discovery. Listen, I too hesitated for days, for I could foresee both my preaching and its results, the imperfection of expression and still greater imperfection of understanding. And yet I turned to the earth and men and brought them my message. Turn to the earth and men. Isn't this the command thou always hearest in thy heart? In thy heart, for it is that which carries a blessed message for those who are athirst for compassion. Henceforth nothing can attack the diamond. It is unassailable in its perfect constitution, and the soft radiance that flashes from it can change many things in the hearts of men. Thou doubtest thy power and fearest thy ignorance. It is precisely this that wraps up thy strength in that dark mantle of starless night. Thou hesitest and tremblest as on the threshold of a mystery. For now the mystery of the manifestation seems to thee more terrible and unfathomable than that of the eternal cause. But thou must take courage again and obey the injunction from the depths. It is I who am telling thee this, for I know thee and love thee as thou didst know and love me once. I have appeared clearly before thy sight, so that thou mayest in no way doubt my word, and also to the eyes I have shown thy heart, so that thou canst thus see what the supreme truth has willed for it, so that thou mayest discover in it the law of thy being. The thing still seems to thee quite difficult. A day will come when thou wilt wonder how for so long it could have been otherwise. Sakya Muni. Sri Aurobindo's The Life Divine, page 10. Chapter 2, The Two Negations, The Materialist Denial. He energized conscious force in the austerity of thought and came to the knowledge that matter is the Brahman. For from matter all existences are born. Born by matter they increase and enter into matter in their passing hence. Then he went to Varuna, his father, and said, Lord, teach me of the Brahman. But he said to him, Energize again the conscious energy in thee, for the energy is Brahman. Taittiriya Upanishad. The affirmation of a divine life upon earth and an immortal sense in moral existence can have no base unless we recognize not only eternal spirit as the inhabitant of this bodily mansion, the wearer of this mutable robe, but accept matter of which it is made, as a fit and noble material out of which he weaves constantly his garbs, builds recurrently the unending series of his mansions. Nor is this even enough to guard us against a recoil from life in the body unless, with the Upanishads, perceiving behind their appearances the identity in essence of these two extreme terms of existence, we are able to say in the very language of those ancient writings, matter also is Brahman, and to give its full value to the vigorous figure by which the physical universe is described as the external body of the Divine Being. Nor, so far divided apparently are these two extreme terms, is that identification convincing to the rational intellect if we refuse to recognize a series of ascending terms, life, mind, supermind, and the grades that link mind to supermind, between spirit and matter. Otherwise, the two must appear as irreconcilable opponents bound together in an unhappy wedlock, and they divorce the one reasonable solution. to identify them, to represent each in the terms of the other, becomes an artificial creation of thought opposed to the logic of facts and possible only by an irrational mysticism. O Divine Master, we thank you for this beautiful time and we surrender each one of them who participate in this global goodness and also for Aurobindo a special prayer for those who served, who are serving and who's going to serve for the ideals of Mother and Sri Aurobindo. We all surrender at this hour of God to thy feet, Mother and Sri Aurobindo. Thank you. Thanks for being with us for this prayer.